Good morning. I've got a special guest in the studio with me that's got a brand new album coming out today. And on the phone with me at this very moment is Stewart Mann of the Statesboro Revue. And Stewart, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. How you doing?
Man, it is so good to talk to you. Last time I saw you was at the house of Fifi Dubois.
Yes, sir. You know, that's still I think we have a date coming up there before
You
too
do?
long. So we had too much fun that night, actually. That was one of those nights where the next day, like, oh man.
That was the night that y'all were trying to scare, I think it was your drummer, into believing that it was haunted.
Yes. We were walking around with flashlights in that place till all hours of the night. I think we stayed up all night. It was fun, though. It's made for a good story and a good memory.
We are so delighted for you guys. You know, I got to hang out with you and got to know you, and you guys are just so nice and so super, and you have such a unique sound, and it's a wonderful sound. And I am delighted to be able to announce that you've got a brand new album that hits the stores today, Jukehouse Revival. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Yeah, we're really excited about it. You know, it's been I guess a little over 2 years in the making since that's when we put out Ramble on Privileged Creek. And this record, we went in with the mindset that we were going to be open to all kinds of sounds and ideas and not try to, you know, it's kind of always been what we do. You know, whatever I write or whatever we write, you know, collectively, we try not to filter it too much. It's just kind of whatever comes out, and if it kind of sounds like it could fit a record of ours, then we put on a record, and that's kind of, you know, this record for us, Undone, is the first single, obviously, you know, and that song for us is what shaped this record. After I wrote that song, I knew that was going to be the direction of the new record, and we're just really proud of it. We couldn't be happier, and it's, you know, I told somebody this yesterday. I said it's a huge accomplishment in the music world to put out a record, and it's a big accomplishment to put out a second one. But if you're a band and you're even around long enough to put out 3 records, then you know you're pretty blessed.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have got some great hits out there. Everything from Huck Finn to Fade My Shade of Black and Live a Little and Isabella. And I just love your sound, man. It's a very unique sound, and it's a wonderful blend. It has been so well accepted into the Texas Americana scene. I mean, you cross those boundaries. You're not just Texas. You're not just Americana. You are like a very soulful. You got some rock in there. You got some country. It's a great blend. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a product of my upbringing. My parents were divorced when I was a kid. My parents just listened to all kinds of music when I was growing up. So I was influenced by all different types of music. You know, my first love was country, and then I got into Southern rock and classic rock and found out that all those guys were influenced by blues guys, and so I got into blues, and it's just that's been the story of my life, writing songs. I feel like I'm schizophrenic or something when it comes to writing songs, because it's always a different style.
Well, now let me ask you about this, because I know that early on in your career, you moved around actually from city to city, a number of cities, finding the right home for what you do in your sound.
Absolutely, that's absolutely right. I did my first record in Nashville. I lived before that. I was in Atlanta and I was in Orlando, and then I moved. You know, right after I did the Nashville thing, I moved down here and started playing in a Texas country band, and that was real early on in my career. And then I moved to LA for a little bit, and it's not Texas. You know, if you move away from Texas, I think anybody can attest to this, that there's nothing like Texas anywhere. Even though it's 105 outside right now and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'll take it any day over a lot of the places that I've been, that's for sure.
Well, we're glad that you settled on Texas and decided to make this your home, and you are so well loved. You've got so many fans, man. You come up here and play, and any venue, you're going to pack it out, and I have no doubt of that every time you come. I am excited to hear more about your new album, as far as a little bit more of what to expect.
The new album, yeah, you know, it's kind of we brought in, if you're familiar with the Band of Heathens, we brought in Gordy Quist and Scott Davis from the Band of Heathens to kind of co-produce it with us, and it's just all over the board, you know. It's just, you know, Undone. I wrote. My best friend lives in West Texas, up in Knott, which is out by Big Spring, and he works in the oil field. And he tried to give me to write a song about the oil field for about 6 months, and I'm not very good at writing songs when I'm told to write songs. You know, I'm not an office songwriter, so I just, you know, I write whenever they come out naturally, and he knows me a little better than that though, so he just proceeded to text me all these oil field terms for about 2 months, and he knew that somewhere in my subconscious I was picking those up, and I'd write a song eventually. And sure enough, 6 months later I wrote Undone, and I sent it to him, and he loved it. And so it's kind of, that song shaped the record for us. And Jukehouse Revival, you know, the idea behind that is, you know, Jukehouses back in the day were just these festive, fun places that people would go and they would dance. And that's kind of, our sound has always been, it doesn't matter to me what kind of dancing they're doing, if it's two-stepping or if it's line dancing or if it's just being out there by yourself dancing or tapping your foot or slapping your knee. I don't really care as long as our songs make you want to do one of those things. That's what I've always tried to incorporate into our sound. And this record's no different. You know, it's a little bit more country, I think, but it's an old school. It's kind of like a Shotgun Willie type of old school country, I think. It's kind of that old school groovy Waylon Jennings funky country type thing from the 70s, I guess, and 80s. And I guess, you know, you try to do something, but you always wind up sounding like yourself, I suppose. At least I hope. You know, we sound like us still with this record, and I think that's what we accomplished.
Anybody just joining us, by the way, Stewart Mann is visiting with us, front man for the Statesboro Revue, who releases a brand new album today, Jukehouse Revival. Get your copy. And where can they find it?
It is everywhere. Every digital retailer on iTunes and Spotify. And I don't even, you know, so whatever those, I don't even know which ones are free anymore, but I don't even care. As long as people are listening to our music and coming out to our shows, that's what I care about. So our website is statesbororevue.com, STATESBORO, Statesbororevue.com, and we're on Facebook and all that stuff, and they can pretty much find it at Amazon and all the digital retailers and whatever stores still sell albums.
You keep doing what you're doing, Stewart, man. I love
Yes,
your
sir.
sound. I've always loved the band. Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy.